Question, Pam, for a lot of people in the audience. A lot of people, they come to boot camp and they go, I want the meat.
I want the meat. Who wants the meat?
Who wants the meat? Who wants the meat?
Now, what they kind of leave with is, well, they talk about blitzing.
Yeah. They talk about the
party pad and the steps to success. And they might be a little confused saying, well, is that it?
That's the meat.
That's the meat? Are you ready for some blitzing?
What's interesting about network marketing, direct sales, and network global, what you have to understand is if you want to truly bring the boom, you have to go back to the basics. If you don't master the basics, there's no way you're ever going to bring the boom, because what you're going to do is complicate it, mess it up, be ultimately confused, frustrated, and not have a clue what you're doing. So what we want to do this morning is really step back for a second and go over what is the foundational way to share this crazy rap thing with people to make sure that, number one, you're doing it. Because if you're not doing it, you can't bring the boom. And number two, you're doing it correctly.
And what we want you to keep in mind, and I think this was one of the hardest things that I had to overcome when I started in this industry, was that every time I first approach anyone, anywhere, at any time, whether it's via Facebook, whether it's via the phone, you're in the grocery store, you're at the dry cleaning, you're dropping the kids off, no matter where it is, no matter who you're talking to, that's a potential customer or distributor. So if you're bringing too much out in the beginning, you can actually ruin them. See, I believe everybody is a prospect, but unfortunately we ruin that prospect by giving them too much information too quickly and they can't process it. And when you're talking about this crazy rap thing, Mike, they don't have a brain cell for that.
They don't. And a lot of you, because people don't understand what this rap is, a lot of you are scared to blitz, aren't you? Who'll be honest this morning and say, you know what, I am terrified to blitz. Stand up.
Oh, that's me.
Or if you were terrified to blitz, stand up.
Yeah.
If you are or were, okay, everybody's up in the order. Like three people.
It's not telling us the truth, right?
But you know what that shows, Pam? It shows that everybody has fear, and that keeps us, a lot of us, from going out and doing the first step to bringing the boom to our business.
And you know, what we're fortunate enough to have is this crazy rap thing. It is our lead-in product. It's the first thing and only thing we ever talk about in the beginning of building our business. And then we've got an incredible tool called the Blitz Card. Now, if you have a Blitz Card on you, I want you to pull it out.
I've got one, Pam.
I've got one up here. It's not quite big enough, but I do have one. All right, so everybody, bring it up on this side.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. If you don't have one, get your neighbor to give you one. We're going to practice.
You guys thought you were going to come sit and do nothing today. No,
Yeah,
this is boot camp, right? You got to work.
This is interactive.
This is Saturday. You made the choice to do Saturday.
All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to look at your neighbor, and in less than 10 seconds, I want you to show them the front side. What are you going to say? Just do it real quick. That was 10 seconds. Okay, now what I want to do is we want to give you the most incredible verbiage ever. I'm on a plane and I'm the last one to board, and I get bumped to first class, and I walk on second row and getting across into the window seat. There's a gentleman texting, and he looks up at me, and I went, oh my gosh, that's Angelina Jolie's dad. And I couldn't think of his name. So I sat down in my seat, and I get my phone out, and I Google it. Angelina Jolie's dad. You know, who is that? Then he reaches over and he shakes my hand. He said, hi, I'm John Boyd. I went, oh, hey, like he's nobody. great to meet you, and I'm just shaking, you know. So I have my shirt on. We start to talk, and he says, what's this? And I didn't hesitate. I reached down into my bag, and I pulled out a Blitz card. And this is what I did. I said,
I'm John Boyd, just so you know.
it's John Boyd. Doesn't even look like him. What he wants to be is Brad Pitt. Right?
He's from Missouri. Technically, I'm from there, so we're like brothers.
So I said, have you tried that crazy rap thing?
That's interesting. What is this? What's
Well,
what is it?
This is what it is. These are all the places that you can put it. And you can try it for as little as $25. Or if you like, I'll come out to LA and we'll host a rap party.
So
That's it. Zip it. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. All right, let's get out of character. Okay. So hard for him. All right, now, what just happened? Now, what if I'd have gone down that path? Oh, well, I've got this product, and I discovered it, and this is cloth, and on it you put the stuff, and in the stuff is our hairballs, and just putting all this information. What would happen? Do you see the glaze go over their eyes? Who would admit that? It's done. It's over. You've lost them. Interest is no longer there. What I was allowing him to do was process. You know, I gave him the opportunity to think about what I was saying and don't think in pictures. Do you realize you think in pictures? So I gave him the opportunity to really look at this. And then he said, well, so you can put it on your stomach and your back? I said, yes. And then, of course, the next question is, this is what it does. Or how does it work? So then I flipped the card, gave it back to him, and I said, this is what it does. And then, again, I zipped it. Because don't you want them to read this? So, Mike, this is what it does. This is a before, this is an after. This is what it does, and you can actually read the bullets. And you know, we were in Hollywood. We've been to the Oscars, we've been to the Emmys, and then you zip it. And that's it. And if you do that every single time, I can guarantee you that that blitz was done, and it was done correctly, and there's interest. Now, this is the coolest part. He said, wow, I'd really like to try that. He calls the flight attendant over. He goes, hey, she's got a product. It's called that crazy rap thing. This is what it is, and this is what it does. And I'm like, I was trained. He was trained. He was so sharp. So, Mike, when we're out there, people don't know the product. They've never heard. It's too magical sounding.
as simple as it is, people can't fathom 45 minutes time to confirm. They've never heard anything like it. That's why the numbers and the opportunity are what they are, what it works. And you know what I always go back to success leaves clues. And you can go within this VIP section and interview probably each and every one of them, and they'll tell you they did it the wrong way probably first, but then they realized the less they said, the more money they made. And they got to the point that all you want to do, if you're talking about anything that's not on here, if you're saying any words that are not on here, you're losing the blitz.
All right, now let's talk about this. So the questions start that way. What's in it?
Can I be Brad Pitt again? Did you do that? Okay.
I would be speechless though, wouldn't you? And I was shaking when I handed him the card.
Yes.
And that's okay too. So, go ahead.
So, it's interesting. So how does it work?
Well, I don't know. All I know is I put it on. Second application next morning, I went down a size. See, I told my story. That quickly, I told my story. Now, he could keep asking, so ask again.
So it says you get you fast and lasting results from a botanically based formula. I mean, so I put this thing on and I'm going to go from this to that in 45 minutes and it's going to last forever?
Well, I don't know. is for me. And so what you could do is try it.
Well, why do I do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah,
I can wrap you right now.
Like,
Just lift that shirt and drop those drawers.
I had a feeling that was good.
I've watched you all do that too, right?
Well, it says it's easy. I mean, I've got, maybe more than one area that I want to do. I mean, if it's $25, that's definitely affordable. But can I buy like 4 of them and do like from head to toe now?
Not in the same day.
Okay.
Now, did I go any further than that? You know what he's doing, and what everyone does. Have you ever blitzed someone and they act like they know more than you? Who's had that happen? Everyone, let's be really open here because I want everyone to know that that's normal. Because when you introduce something new to someone, they kind of get a little defensive. They're like, I don't know about that. And that drives them crazy because they want to know about it. They want to act like they know about it. So the first thing they're going to say is, what's in it? How does it work? And all they're trying to do is buy time. Buy time to process it. So the less you say, well, what's in it? I can show them the back of the box or a list of ingredients, and that is all I ever do if I have that with me. Now, if I don't, I can say, if you really want to know what's in it, give me your email or your Facebook, and I'll send you the list of ingredients. And 9 out of 10 times, they never ask for that. Now, who's noticed that? Or once you show them, they look at it, and that's it. Because, again, they're just buying time. So what are some of the other questions they might get?
Well, what people typically do, you're going to have different types of people that you're blitzing, right? We're all not the same. You're going to have very driven people that look at this all of a sudden and they gravitate to host a party. Wait a second, can I host a party? Can I make money? Can I do this? And they're going to start going right for the money, right? You're going to have other people that go, this is what it does. Lasting results, botanically based formula. Is this paraben free? Do you do animal testing? Have you had this tested? And they're going to go on and on and on and on. And that's okay as long as you don't fall into the trap of answering all of their questions. Because remember, whatever people ask you, you don't have to answer them. People get so caught up and they ask a fan, they go, wait a second, botanically based, explain that to me. You don't have to answer that question. You should.
Because you don't know the answer.
You don't know. Don't try to make up stuff to look educated, feel like you know what you're talking about, because let's get real, y'all don't. And that's good. I don't know. All I know is.
I was telling someone last night, it is so powerful when you don't speak.
Yeah.
You stand there in your power. You own it. You know what this product will do, right?
Yep.
And so I'm in a doctor's office, and I'm talking with a doctor, and his wife is the office manager, and she's really wanting this product, and he comes in, and he does Botox and liposuction. Do you think a doctor like that would know biology and know the body? I almost didn't go to college because of biology, so I knew I didn't need to go down that path. So I said, Bob, you'll never get this product. You'll never understand it until you try it. And so Kim looked at Bob and she said, Bob, take your shirt off. She was such a smart woman. She knew her husband very well. So he takes his shirt off, we put it on, he walks out, he continues working with his patients. 45 minutes later, he comes in, results. He goes, Kim, order whatever you want. I knew that if I tried to go down that path of the body and biology, I would get murdered in that conversation, right? So I just stood in my power, knowing what the results of that product could be, and got it on it. So that's your goal. How about we bring up some ambassadors to help us with this?
Let's bring the blitz.
Let's bring the blitz. Are y'all ready for some